Hey everyone, it's Lacey. Welcome back to Paws and Paper. Today I am going to show you how we take these collage sheets that I have a video on that we made the other day. We made this one, and then I made this one prior to that, and I will link that video down below. But we are going to take this collage sheet, and I have linked I went ahead and I scanned these in, and I put the link in the description box below. So if you want to go ahead and print it out, you can print this collage sheet out, and you can do this along with me today. So what I did was I printed this one on some coffee dyed paper. And then I printed my other one just on regular copy paper, just to show you that, I mean, it doesn't matter if you use coffee dyed paper or just regular copy paper. They all come out, you know, looking good. My printer does not do borderless, so I end up with this little border around the edge. And you could either trim that off, or I'll show you what I do to disguise it. So I went ahead, and what you'll need to do is, if you're going to do this along with me, print off 2 sheets, okay? 2 of the same sheets, and this is just standard 8.5 by 11 letter size paper. And we are going to turn it into this. I've put one into my journal here. It's this little pocket, flip, tuck thing, and it makes a pocket here, and then you make a little journaling card that goes with it to tuck in your pocket, and your little flip is also a pocket, and you can make a tag. So we're going to make all these pieces today, and I'll show you how to put it in a journal. All right, so you go ahead and you'll print off 2 sheets of the collage paper. And what I'm going to do is, to disguise my border, we are going to ink it. Ink fixes all those mistakes. So I'm just going to go around the edge where I can see that border, and we're going to make it look like it was meant to be there. So we're just going to quickly ink it up. Like I said, you can totally just cut this off. I am too lazy to do that. Plus, if you could tell, my paper wasn't in the printer exactly straight. So you can see I have less white space there, and then it kind of creeps up to more white space there. So it wasn't real even, and I'm afraid if I cut it off, I'm just going to end up with an uneven page. So we're just going to ink it up and fix that problem without having to worry about how to cut my page and make it all straight. Okay. There we go. Okay, so 2 pages inked up. Now, 1 page is going to make your big page pocket and the flip pocket, and 1 page is going to make your tag and journaling card. So set 1 page aside for now, and we're going to focus on the pocket and the pocket flip page. So all you do is take 1 sheet, and you're going to fold it in half. Either way, it doesn't matter. All we're doing is trying to get a measurement of what half of the page is. Okay, so there's where our center page is. And if you're going to put this in a journal, my journal here is just a regular sheet of paper folded in half. So I know that my page is going to fit exactly onto the page that I'm going to, you know, glue it onto. So depending on what size your journal is, you may have to cut this down some, but since I'm using just a full sheet of paper, it's going to lay right over top the full sheet of paper. Okay, so now you can either cut or tear. We're just going to do the handy dandy ruler tear. And now we have half a sheet of paper. Now this sheet here is going to make our flip pocket. So let's just fold that in half and try to get it as straight as possible. And we're going to do the same thing with this one. We're just going to tear. And now we have our full sheet of paper into its sections. So next, okay, so the next thing we're going to do then is we can take this here, and what I did, I just cut a little notch in it so that it looks like a pocket when I stick it on the page. So we're just going to use my little 1-inch circle punch here, judge halfway middle of the page. There we go. You want to ink that up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so that is pretty easy. That's relatively all there is to that one. This one here, to make the pocket, we are going to just glue 3 sides. Leave the top open. So let's just, and this is just Fabrifix glue, just in a different bottle because it squeezes a little bit easier than the Fabrifix does. So just gonna glue all around the outside edge to make our pocket. And we're just going to stick that on there, line it up. Pretty close. Not 100% exact. Uh-oh. Hurry up. Oh, mistake. Did you see what I did? Oh, man. We got a second. We got a second. I glued it on upside down. Oh, man. Okay. This way. So that means this edge. See, that's the thing. You make a mistake. Yeah. Easily fixed. Okay. Not sticky. Let's remake this sticky. Try again. Take 2. Make sure you have the right side up. Okay. There we go. Right side up. Stick her down. Okay, so now when we do our flip, ta-da, look at that, we have text all going the right way. Okay, and you can see I'm not lined up perfectly. It's not 100% even over here. If you don't like that at all, if that bothers you, go ahead, cut it off, or, oops, throw your ink at yourself. Just come in and ink it up and make it look like it was meant to be there. Like I said, that's what I like to do. I just like to make it look like that's what I intended it to look like. Of course I wanted all that unevenness. It's just, you gotta fix it how you like it. You know, some people it's like, I cannot stand if pages are not even. And that is fine. I have my certain things I refuse to let go of, and I like it a certain way, so you do you. Okay, so now we got our pocket all inked up. We're going to do the same thing, just put the little notch in the center on the top here, just so that when we stick it on, we know it's a little pocket. Okay, so now we have our 2 pieces there. And now we are going to fix it onto our page. So now you can either do this one of 2 ways. You can use washi tape and stick it on, or what I did, grab my box of Scrapple paper here. Let's see, I just need a small piece, here we go, small piece of paper, and what we're going to do is make just a small little hinge. So let's just tear off, it doesn't have to be exact. I just want it to be the length of this, so roughly there. Okay, so now I got my paper, and all I'm doing is seeing that it'll touch both sides. I mean, this is nothing, there's no exact precise measuring here. And then I just fold this one in half. We can kind of clean this up at the edge here a little bit. We don't want it to stick out the edges. Okay, good deal. So now you have your little hinge like that. And you're going to want to either glue it on the back side here so that when you look at it this way, you don't see it here. Or if you want to see it, you can glue it on the front side so that when it's in your book, it'll look like that. I'm going to glue it so that it's on the back side. So I'm just going to take my Fabrifix glue and just run a small little bead down the side here. Just like that. And I'm going to stick half of it on there, so that you end up with a little hinge that doesn't show. You want to make sure it is to the edge, and I am doing a poor job of gluing today, man. Okay, line that edge right up with the edge of the hinge. Oh, this is a struggle. Oh, geez. Here we go. Let's get this on here. Go to your home. There. Okay. There we go. And again, I'm just going to ink that up, blend it in. There we go. Hides all those imperfections. There you go. So there. If you want to do the bottoms a little bit more. There we go. All right, so there you go. So now you have your little hinge, and now we need to attach the other sheet to it. So this one, I'm going to put, now this sheet here is going to get glued down onto your page. So that's why I'm going to put the hinge part of this one behind it, because then all we'll see in our book when we flip is just this tiny little bit on the flip pocket. So not going over the line, let's just glue this side. Okay, and I want to butt this paper right up next to that hinge there, making sure that my bottoms are lined up here. Okay, so there we go. And now you have your little, let's see, and like it's just refolding if you need to get it to line up. Okay, so now if you don't, here's the other thing. If you don't like that sticking out, again, you can trim this down to match perfectly here, or trim it over here and shift it over so that both your sides line up perfectly. I'm not the perfect person here, so I don't really mind. And plus, I'm going to round the corners, so that kind of takes away some of that extra hanging off. So I think that's kind of cute. I'm just going to round those corners on the pocket, and I don't mind that it hangs over a little bit. So there we go. Now let's put this into a journal. So let me grab just a journal here and go to a page. So this is just a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper folded in half is what my journal is made out of. So this will fit exactly on the page here. So what I'm going to do is glue it on 3 sides to make a pocket here. So we're going to do glue. Can you see anything, or is my hand in the way? Just go down one side, down the other side, and up the top. Okay. And now here's my sheet. And we're going to glue it right on top. There. Let's try to get it lined up a little bit. As best we can. Whoops. Knocked my camera out of the way. I'm telling you, I'm having one of those days where, like, I am on the struggle bus, people. Okay, so again, oh geez, see? Like, I can't even get it glued in there. What is going on today? Oh, man. You would think this is a lot easier than I am making it look. Okay, so let's get this shifted over. Go back. There you go. Okay. Smush it down. When all else fails, just start smushing it down. Okay. So I believe we have our pocket now. See there? We got our page. And we have our pocket in our journal. So see, it doesn't stick out too bad. I mean, if you don't like that, you know, go ahead. Trim that off. By all means. It doesn't bother me, but you might want to just trim it off so that it doesn't stick out. Okay, so there we go. We have our little flip pocket. So you got a pocket here. And you got your big full or half sheet of pocket there. And that is all out of one sheet of paper. So that other sheet of paper that you made, here's the other sheet of paper we printed out. Now, this is totally up to you. If you do not like things being so matchy-matchy, you know, grab some coordinating colors and make your tags and journal cards out of other things. This one here, I made my journal card the same as the front, but if you don't like that, go ahead and use something different. I just backed these with coffee dyed paper, so really I could, if I didn't like the way that looks, turn it around. There's a little bit of contrast so that when I flip it open, it's not the same exact page as my tag. Same thing with this. It's the same, looks like the same front cover as that. It's a journaling card. You can do it however you want, just for the purpose of this, because it's easy. I'm going to use the same sheet, and we're just going to make one of those tags and a journaling card to go with this. Same thing. We're going to fold it in half, and I am going to use half of it for a journaling card and half of it for a tag. And if you wanted to, you know, if you're using these as tags or journaling cards, you know, you may want to use a cardstock or something heavier, or back it onto, this is not my day. Oh my goodness. You're going to want to back it onto something heavier, you know. This one, I just used another sheet of coffee dyed paper and made them that way. These are just, I mean, they're sturdy, but it's paper and paper. It's nothing heavier than that. Same thing with your tucks here, with your pockets. If you want to print them on cardstock to make them a little bit more durable, it might be better. That way if you're tucking things in and out. But for this purpose, I think the paper works fine. Okay, so we're just going to use this as our template. And do we want to just, you can pretty much go anywhere you want on this page. You can almost probably get 2 of them. Not quite. Okay, so we're just going to take, and this is just a tag template that I like. I like the shape of this one. So I kind of tend to use this same shape over and over. So you kind of just pick a spot that you like on your papers. We're going to go with that. And then we're just going to cut out our tag. And there are 1,000,001 tag shapes out there. So whatever size tag or whatever you like, go ahead and do that. So there's our tag. And on this one, I backed it with coffee dyed paper and sewed around it. And this one here, I have the journaling card. You can't use the full sheet because it won't tuck in here. So depending on how far you glued in, you're going to have to cut this one down. So this sheet here is 8.5. So let's make this journaling card to fit in here a little bit smaller. So let's take a 1/2 inch off the top, and I'm just going to do the good old tear it. So I'm going to take a 1/2 inch off the top, and what do I want to do? Do I want to lose, what does the bottom look like? What if I just take, I go to there where I ripped it. What do we got? Let's get rid of this little bit here too and clean that up. And you can just eyeball this like you see. I mean, you can see I'm just kind of playing with it, see what I like, how it looks. And I believe, let's bring our journal over here. Will this fit? Oh yeah, that'll fit. You know, I messed up my gluing back here, so it's glued. It's glued pretty far over here. I might have to take a little bit more off. Let's just, I lost my scissors now. Oh, there you go. People, have you ever had one of those days, you know, you're trying to be productive and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, and then just nothing is going the way you think it should, and you're like, oh my gosh, I should just sip a margarita and call it a day. Okay, let's try this. Let's take a little bit more off the edge. Okay, and stick that in there. Okay, that looks good. I like that. Okay, and this one here, again, I'm going to round the corners on this. What I'm going to call a journaling card. We're going to round these. And we'll ink this guy up. And let's do a quick roundabout with ink on you. It's like a Band-Aid for kids, ink. To me, it's like ink fixes everything. No matter what kind of day you're having, throw some ink on it. It makes it look better. Okay, so there we go. We got our tag and our journaling pocket, our journaling card. And we can back these on something. Oh, let's just see what we have. I'm going to pull back out the scrap box. What do I got in here? Do I have anything big enough? I want something a little bit thicker. What's this? This is a, that might work. This is just like one of those pages, like the front pages of an old book. It's a little bit thicker. I believe we can fit. Yes, we can. Okay, we're going to glue these on here, and that's what we're going to use as our backer. So let me grab my handy dandy glue book. These are great glue books. Grab those magazines. We get those at work all the time. They send you 1,000,000 of these magazines. Nobody looks at them. Nobody uses them. So I'm like, how can I use all these crazy magazines? And I'm going to use them as my glue books. So, can you see anything? There we go. glue stick. I like this one, the Scotch Create glue stick. This is like a heavy duty glue stick, I tell you. So we're gonna glue this on here as just a backer. I guess I could glue it over here. To stiffen this up a little bit more. I am gonna sew around these, so I guess I don't need to be so liberal with my glue, because I am going to just stitch around them. I think it looks good that way. So let's glue this one down. And these are just really cute, easy page layout ideas to add to a journal using, you know, your collage sheets. Sometimes, you know, we make the collage sheets and it's hard to determine, you know, what am I going to, you know, what can I make with these? Because sometimes they get pretty busy and you're like, I don't know what I can do with a collage sheet other than make a tag or a journaling card. So I just thought this was a really cool idea to use the collage sheets, because, you know, they are a lot of fun to make. You know, I don't want to stop making them just because I don't know how to use them. But let's cut around these here. And this one, I'm not going to worry about the edges. I'll just use my rounding tool again and re-round those corners. You know, I think my problem is, you know, I think it's because I got vacation on the brain. We're going to go on vacation here soon. And if you're like us, or like everybody in the world who hasn't done anything in forever because of COVID, you're trying to get out and do stuff this year, and you're just so darn excited for it that you can't contain yourself. I think that's where my brain is. I have just completely lost it. And I am on perpetual vacation mode, even though it hasn't started yet. Okay, so you can see those little edges there. Again, you know me, let's just ink it up. And away they disappear. Okay. Let's do this one. Good old vintage photo. Ever grow up and your mom's like, hey, you got dirt on yourself. Clean yourself up. Little did she know that things that look like dirt really hide stuff. Yeah. Little known fact. Well, I have 2 boys, so dirt hides everything. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to go take these over my sewing machine real quick, sew around them, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and I went just all the way around the edge with a straight stitch. And we'll cut the extra thread off there. Get rid of that. So there we go. Now we have our little tag. We can tuck into our little front pocket here, and that flips. And then you have your journaling card. You can tuck into your great big pocket there, and there you go. And you can go ahead and embellish this as much as you would like. Have at it, go to town. But I think that's a pretty cute idea. So if you guys like this idea and you had fun crafting along with me today, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.